We are at Meat at the Markets today. We've got Mike here. He's going to tell us about all the meat they do and how you got into butchering. So, welcome and thanks for having us.
No dramas.
So, how did you get into butchering?
Hated school. There was some courses up for TAFE. Butchery was my third pick, and that's the one that I got.
Brilliant.
So here I am.
And here we are.
Yeah.
And how long have you been at the Central Markets for?
Central Markets for probably about eight years now, I think. Yeah. And our shop now for a bit over 2 years.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And who are you? How do you get involved with the farmers, like your suppliers? Who do you choose to work with? How does that sort of process come about?
Definitely local. Obviously, pasture raised is the road we're going down now. So some contact us. Others we come across on Instagram and give them a call, and pretty much each and every one of them is more than happy to say we would love to get in the Central Markets. So no, it's worked out really, really well.
What is your go-to meat to cook?
Go-to, any of it really. Yeah, I do like a big dry age ribeye. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, beautiful. That's definitely my fave. Yeah, dry age. Yeah.
Over coals.
Yeah, over coals. A few beers, and yeah, watch it tick away.
Sounds amazing. Is there anything you want to add? Anything you want to share with us about, I guess, the process, what you guys do?
Yeah, pretty much supporting all the local and everything, and the actual proper, pasture raised is, what we're doing. Like I said before, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Easy. Guys, get around Meat at the Markets. Come in, grab some of their amazing produce. Try it out. I'm going to show you some beautiful dishes. Stay tuned.
Catch you later, guys.
Adelaide Central Markets are doing ordering online now. So this is a bit of a bag we put together. As you can see, Meat at the Markets, our main supplier here. And we've got some vegetables in here to do as well. Today we are going to be working with some of their amazing produce. We've got some Nomad beef, we've got some Beachport Berkshire pig, and we've got Primal Harvest KI chicken. This is gonna be a really good cook. Let's see what we've got in the bag. Take out our accompanying veg. So we're gonna do a few different things today. We're gonna do a beautiful roast pork. We're going to cook up this amazing piece of beef. I'll show you in a moment. Here's our pork belly, and we're going to do a very fancy roast chicken. So let's have a look at what we've got here. Look at the beautiful packaging. Now this Beachport Berkshire pig is fantastic. I've never found pig as good as this. Look, let's get this out of the paper. Look at that. That skin already perfectly dried out. I don't need to do a thing to this, already scored. Looks fantastic. So I normally pour boiling water over the pig skin, score it, pop it in the fridge overnight. This ready to go. So amazing. All right, first things first, let's get our pork into the oven. I'm gonna show you my technique for this. It's a little bit different to normal. I got a couple techniques, but I promise you, best results ever. All right, just gonna grab a board and, as I said, quickly whip these bones out. Just ease for carving. So we're just gonna follow it directly underneath it. Okay, you can see we've got nothing but a beautifully dried out piece of pork here. Skin already scored. This is gonna crackle up so good. I'm so excited about this. Just gonna trim off this edge here. Just straighten it up. All right, we're just gonna pop our pork off to the side, and I'm gonna show you my little tips for what I do to make the best pork. Got a pre-lined tray, and the weird part about this is I'm gonna pop a few slices of bread in. So what I like to do, and the reason I do this, is I cook my pork on bread. I wanna make sure the whole tray is full. And I'm gonna fill the tray up with aromats, some cider, or apple juice, or beer, whatever floats your boat at the time. Essentially, all you're trying to do is create a moisture layer underneath that's gonna stop the pork drying out and get that dry bottom edge. Keeps it super moist and tender, but it doesn't affect how the crackling starts producing that beautiful popcorny crunch. All right, so I've got my bread in the tray, and now we'll get a few other aromats and scraps in. So I've got an onion. We're not looking for anything fancy here, guys. This is literally just to put a layer of flavor between the flesh, the bread, and the juice that we're gonna put on into this mix. So I got half an onion. So all these ingredients, they go in the bin afterwards. We're not using any of them. They're just flavor. Sprinkle that around on top of the bread. And like I said, there's no method to this as such. How you chop it doesn't matter. You can even leave the skin on if you're really lazy. I just take it off out of habit. We're gonna roast up some fennel to go with this dish, but I'm just gonna take these tops off so they don't go to waste. I'm just gonna, again, rough chop them up. And when I say rough chop, I mean rough chop. We're literally just hacking this. There is no method. It is purely to develop flavor. Literally just a few sprigs of thyme. Again, haphazard. There is no method to this. Squishy orange. And I'm just going to do a few thin slices. That'll do. Just layer this on. All right, as you can see, I now just have a layer of flavor. That's all I've got. That's gonna go under our pork. Today, my weapon of choice for this one, I've literally got sparkling apple juice. Like I said, it's whatever flavor you wanna add, you just need some moisture. So we're gonna fill up the bottom of the tray. A little bit for me. I love this stuff. All right, that's ready to go for our pork. All we need to do, bit of seasoning on this, flip it over. Got some salt. So we're just going to pop this one out of the way so you guys can see. Just got some salt. This is just on the flesh side at the moment. A little bit of pepper. And that's all we're going to pop on the flesh. I'm going to turn him over. Grab a little bit of olive oil. This is actually just to help the salt stick a little bit, but for some reason I find it just helps that crackle really get going. I don't actually know the reasoning behind this, but it works really well. Literally a splash of olive oil. Just want to share as well while I rub this in. You will note I'm wearing a lovely new apron with my name on it today. Thanks to Cargo Crew, I have my own personalized apron and I'm very excited about this. I got places for my pens, my tweezers, any tools I need, and I finally am not gonna get dirty constantly in the kitchen. So this is a good time. So I've just lightly rubbed that oil in. Now I'm actually gonna take most of it back off. I'm just going to pat it with some paper towel. There we go. It's just got a light shine to it now. Back on, more salt. Help that crackle really develop. this back in the tray. This is going to go into an oven at 160 degrees-ish for about 4 hours. And at that point, we're going to check to make sure that meat's perfectly cooked. Then I'm going to show you how to get the perfect crackle on top. Alright, we'll be back in a while. Okay, here we are. We're going to make a pumpkin mole. This is my version of it. Please don't have a go at me for not being traditionalist. I'm just going with what I've learned and what tastes delicious. So yeah, sorry guys if I'm offending anyone, but this is my little mix on a mole. It's gonna go with a beautiful piece of pork belly, crisped up, and some pickled onion. It's gonna be a great dish. But we're gonna show you the steps for this mole. So to start off with, I've got some cumin seeds, some fennel seeds, and some coriander seeds. I've got some star anise and some clove. I have a cinnamon stick, a bay leaf, some brown sugar, I've got some dark chocolate, I've got some chilies. I've got 2 chipotle chilies, 1 ancho chili, and 1 Guajillo chili. Thank you, Gareth. To go in here. I've also got some cashew nuts, I've got some onion, I've got some garlic. It's not on the bench, but we'll have it. I've got some garlic, and then I've got some tomato paste, some tomato salsa, and then some stock just to thin it out. We're gonna cook that down for probably about 4 or 5 hours. Blitz it up, it's gonna be nice, thick, it's gonna hold up on the plate. Sit underneath that pork, it's gonna be delicious. So let's get it started. I've got my seeds, they're gonna go straight into a pan, just a tiny little bit of olive oil. We just wanna cook them until fragrant. Go in with us. My star anise had some friend on it. Got some star anise and some clove. We'll chuck our cinnamon stick in. And our bay leaf. These are all just gonna start frying while we slice up some onion. So we obviously all know how to slice an onion. We're not going anything crazy here, literally cutting it in half and just rough chopping it, because the whole thing is gonna get blitzed up at the end. Just looking for 1 clove of garlic. Give it a little crack to get the skin off. I've gone a bit soft on that one. There we go. Check off the little back bit. And then again, just rough chopping. So you can see they're just sizzling away. We've got a nice little bubble. You can really smell all of the aromats. They're all coming through now. They're just getting that nice little toastiness to them. At this point, we're gonna go in with our onion. And our garlic. Give that a good stir. Okay, while that just softens down a little bit, I'm gonna show you this pumpkin that I've pre-roasted. The reason why I've pre-roasted it is I need it really soft, and you can see this just literally breaks apart. So we're just gonna rough chop this up. So this pumpkin is completely cooked. The skin is soft and tender. It's gonna add a whole heap of flavor to this. Going in with quite a bit of pumpkin. But it's a pumpkin mole, so we kind of need a fair bit. This is about half a pumpkin. Okay, so we're gonna go in with our chilies now. I'm literally just gonna take off the stems. Just because they're a bit nasty and you don't want them in there. Okay, we'll chop this one up just to help it release. All right, let's get these chilies in. Now I've gone seeds and all. This will make it spicy. If you want to reduce the heat a little bit, you can take the seeds out, but it's supposed to be a spicy sauce, so I kind of recommend you try it as is, and then see what you think afterwards. Going in with some tomato paste, probably a couple tablespoons. Oh, he's missed. All right, tomato paste in. Try and make sure it all goes in, not on your bench. Hot tip, it cooks better in the pot. In with our pumpkin. Pumpkin in, give it a quick stir. The only thing that will come out of this before we blitz it up is literally the bay leaf, if I can find it, and the cinnamon stick. Other than that, it's all gonna be put through the stick blender. In with our passata. And then just some chicken stock. We're gonna go about half a litre, so about half a container. Oh, it smells amazing. Time for some chocolate. I've got 95% dark chocolate here. I really like that bitterness. I've got 80 grams, so I'm putting a whole packet in. Stir this through, and then we're gonna let it simmer and cook away probably 3 or 4 hours. Basically the length of the time it's gonna take our pork to cook. And then we should have a beautiful sauce. Okay, mole has been cooking away for about 3.5 hours now, and it is looking fantastic. Have a look at this. This is deep, rich, really got some actual complexity going on here. You can see it's nice and thick. So we just want to see, oh, there it is, perfect. There's our bay leaf. Oh, I've found our cinnamon stick already. So that one's out. So now all we need to do to bring this together is go in with our stick blender. So we're going to whop this in here. All right, I am really happy with that. It has, if you have a look, it has a consistency of like whipped chocolate mousse. Like you can see it. It's literally standing up by itself. That's exactly what we're looking for here. It just smooths back out instantly. Look at that. That is amazing. And we're just gonna grab a spoon and give it a taste. That is delicious. It's smooth, it's spicy, you got that real bitter chocolateness, but then there's sweetness from the sugar, from the tomatoes, from that pumpkin that we slow roasted. That is a really, really good sauce. Now, if you weren't serving this with a pickle like we are, I would highly recommend putting a little bit of acid in at this point, because it's a very rich, you've got those cashews in there giving that, you know, mellowy creaminess to this sauce. But if you are not serving it with a pickle, definitely a little bit of acid in at this point. It's just gonna add a bit more complex flavor, you know, balance it all out. But as it is, knowing what the dish is that we're serving it with, we're gonna leave it exactly as it is. All right guys, pork has been in the oven for about 4.5 hours. You can see it is looking amazing. This is what the bread looks like underneath. It is just like squishy, but it's obviously kept all the moisture in our pork, and you can see this is now ready to get crackling. So what we're gonna do from here, we're gonna pop it under the grill, and this is where you need to keep an eye right on this pork. We're just gonna pop open like popcorn. I'll show you what the finished product looks like in about 5 minutes. Okay, plate up time. this amazing Beachport Berkshire pork, really hard to say guys, but really amazing pork, is available at Meat at the Markets at Adelaide Central Market. Seriously, get in there, give this pork a go. It is almost impossible to mess up, and the crackling is just insane. So I'm going to plate up a few more and go enjoy this one with my guests. Cheers.